Hey Rosie. We need to talk. I have heard something from my mom.
Yeah, what's that?
She needs help.
But what happened to her?
It seems like she divorced my dad.
Oh, really? Getting a divorce at her age must be hard. Is she all right? If ever there's something I can do for her, make sure to let me know.
The thing is that I want her to move in with us. I can't turn a blind eye on my own mother. She is down in the dumps now. That's why I told her to come live with us.
What, Andy? Wait a second. What are you talking about? Would she be staying at our house?
Of course. Do we own any other properties? Anyways, you have to clean everything up before she arrives.
Hold up for a second.
What do you mean?
You can't just tell her to move in with us on a whim like this. And you didn't say a word to me beforehand. You should have at least discussed it with me before making a decision.
Excuse me? Aren't you my wife? I have no idea what you're trying to get at. I'm the breadwinner in this family. I have every right to make decision by myself. I already decided on letting my mom live with us. The only choice you have is listen to what I tell you. So stop complaining and tidy up the house before she's here. By the way, she's moving in next week.
What? Next week? Are you serious?
There's nothing I could have done otherwise. My mom refuses to live with my dad. And on the grounds that they are divorced already. She doesn't have a job, which means she can't support herself financially. Obviously, I'm not going to see her turn into a homeless person.
In these days, people over 60 still work in order to support themselves, right? In fact, she can live very comfortably as long as she manages to land a job. Here's the thing. I don't think it's possible to live with your mom under the same roof. We don't own a mansion, we're renting a 2-room apartment. Just in case you forgot.
Shut up. I'm not asking for your approval of this. I have already made the decision. All you have to do is follow my lead.
But you do know that we live in a small apartment, right? It's not considered spacious for even 2 people. So how are we going to accommodate one more person? I mean, I thought we agreed on apartment living until we have kids. With that being said, there really wouldn't be enough space for 3 adults.
You know what? You care way too much about the nonsense thing. You have to think big. I work in the day and I'm barely home on the weekends too. So I don't see why it doesn't work out.
Have you ever tried putting yourself in my shoes though? I'm the one who cooks dinner every day after getting off work. And that's pretty exhausting. Try rushing home and preparing a meal right after that. Your mom's moving in, so it will increase daily expenses, don't you know? Andy, I have to be completely honest with you. Your mom isn't my family. Plus, she'll only make this already small apartment even more cramped.
What? My mom isn't your family? You're literally the worst. She's my mom.
No matter what, still she's not related by blood to me. I mean, she doesn't even like me that much.
Well, you're not completely wrong about that. Treat her nicely and she'll develop a liking for you eventually.
No, Andy. It's not a matter of whether I'm nice or not to your mom. Look. Why am I the only one who needs to make a concession when I pay 50 of the rent? Put yourself in my shoes and think for a second first. Aren't you my husband?
I see, Rosie. I'm filing for divorce then.
Excuse me?
If you don't want to divorce me, then you better keep your silence and just do what I tell you to. I'm assuming that you wouldn't want to get a divorce at this age, right? I mean, you pretty much count as a middle-aged woman. So you should know the best thing now is to obey your husband.
Why do you have to box me into a corner all the time?
Whatever. All I'm saying is my mom will definitely be moving in with us. With that being said, you must take good care of her from now on.
We could arrange something else for your mom if you talked it out with me first. Why are you so selfish?
Are you being serious? I'm your husband. I always have the final say. That's it. Well, I have to go now. I'll be working late today as well. But I want to see my home organized from inside out when I come back.
Andy. Hey. I'm seriously reaching my limit at this point. Can you do something about this mess?
What? What do you mean mess?
It's about your mom. She leaves all of her clothes on the floor and never does the laundry. I don't mind her eating the food I bought without permission. But the problem is though she doesn't clean up after herself. I mean the entire apartment smells like trash right now. I think your mom should act a little more responsibly.
What do you mean? Instead of pointing fingers at my mom, why don't you just show her the right thing to do? What's more, I remember going over this issue with you yesterday. But you have to treat my mom with more respect. I've always treated her with respect. You must pay attention to my mom's words and make sure she doesn't feel ignored.
The thing is that you told me she won't be staying here for too long. I don't think I can do this any longer.
It's only been a month though. And your problem has nothing to do with me. Just sit down and have a talk with my mom. Don't drag me down with you.
Excuse me? I'm the one who's being dragged down by you. Don't you remember an agreement before getting married? That living with each other's parents is out of the question. You really need to start letting me know your plans before putting them into action. Seriously though, but all you ever think about is yourself.
Stop getting on my nerves with your complaints. Are you throwing stones at my mom and me right now? You're really nothing but a housewife.
Stop saying that. It's time for you to take responsibility for your own actions. Your workload is pretty much next to none compared to mine. Shouldn't you be happy to live with my mom though?
She is the woman who gave birth to me, don't you understand?
So what? She didn't give birth to me.
She can take care of our kids in the future if we ever have any.
Excuse me? Are you planning on letting her stay here with us permanently or something?
Well, exactly. Come on. It'll be good for the both of us.
It will not. In fact, I've had enough of your toxicity.
What? Did you just tell me that you've had enough of my toxicity? You're literally the worst wife. If you really hate my mom this much, then I'll have to consider divorcing you.
No problem. I'm totally down for it.
Really? What do you mean?
I've lost all hopes for our marriage at this point.
What are you talking about?
Don't you want to get a divorce? I do remember the huge fight we got into. Last time, you flew off the handle and threw a pile of divorce papers in my face. I've signed them now. Those documents will come into effect. I'm showing them to my lawyer tomorrow. Also, I'm moving out of here.
Do you realize what you're saying? Is this a joke or what? It's not funny at all.
It's not a joke. I'm dead serious.
It's not funny at all. Are you messing around with me again? Hold up a second. I dare you to repeat.
Well, yeah. I'm sick and tired of this marriage. I want a way out. You can enjoy the rest of your life in the company of your dear mother or maybe another woman. That being said, I think a divorce would free me once and for all. But I still wish you and your mom the best. I have been thinking about these things a lot. I shouldn't have even married you in the first place.
Marriage is not something you can poke fun with. I'm telling you there's no turning back once the divorce is finalized. So are you being serious with me right now?
Well, what do you think then? Do I sound like I'm kidding with you? In fact, I'm dying for a divorce and nothing can stop me. After all, I can't stand having you. And your mom use my stuff without permission and call it yours every time. There are boundaries that need to be respected. Whenever I failed to clean up the entire apartment, you two always scold me. And you should know one thing. My money is mine. I earned it with time and effort. This means that you can't just steal it from my wallet and give it to your mom as her monthly allowance. That's a shame of you. You're not allowed to spend my hard-earned money anymore. Have ever you thought that if you want to stay married to a man like yourself? If I have to tell you the truth, then I don't want to spend the rest of my life with a man who never takes my feelings into consideration. You don't deserve me as your wife.
I don't deserve you as my wife.
Am I wrong?
I guarantee that you'll regret this decision later. So a divorce is what you want?
Of course. I want it more than anything else in the world right now. Have fun with your mom. I can already imagine how much easier my life will be on me without you in it.
Okay, but I'm wondering how you're going to survive without me from now on. Divorce is not the same thing as Playhouse.
I'm not jobless like your mom. I can totally support myself financially. Plus, we don't have kids either. So asset division won't be a big deal. That should be the most perfect divorce ever.
I will not remarry you later on even if you come begging to me. With that being said, the best option for you right now is really to just apologize.
What? Are you kidding me? I did nothing wrong. In fact, I'll be the one filing for divorce. So you don't have to worry about a thing. That way, you can save some time and energy. Do you have any last words?
Are you seriously going to leave me? I can't believe it. But you know what, I don't care. Let's see what you're capable of now that you're completely on your own.
Sounds good. Stay tuned and you can judge for yourself what I'm capable of. You then can keep up this awesome relationship with the woman who birthed you. And remember to tell her how much you love her before you leave for work. Is this a perfect life you want?
Hey Rosie. There's something I want to let you know. Please keep on ignoring me.
What are you talking about? I have nothing to say to you. We're already divorced.
Rosie. Do you maybe want to fix our relationship?
Excuse me?
I realized how I made a mistake in the past. So as long as you're willing to get back together with me, I can still forgive you.
What? Are you kidding me? I don't remember doing anything which would require your forgiveness.
Well, didn't you decide for yourself to file for a divorce without my permission? I'll bury the hatchet with you on that. We can live under the same roof again. Wouldn't that be great? You have to come back to me.
What? I know your mom's disorganized habits are slowly making you go ballistic. I mean, you actually managed to hang in there much longer than I thought. But I honestly couldn't care less about you at this point.
Yeah, you should care more. Because the entire apartment has turned into a mess. I tried to at least do a thorough house cleanup once a week, but it's not enough. I can't afford to hire professional housekeepers. I literally have zero money to my name right now. You know how wasteful my mom can be with money. I'm sure this isn't going anywhere. I'll probably be completely broke in no time.
I see. The thing is that I got engaged.
What do you mean? It's been several months since our divorce anyways.
I met the love of my life last week.
What are you talking about? Are you being serious?
We're living overseas where he's stationed at for his job. Life is finally taking a better turn for me.
What?
If I didn't divorce you back then, I wouldn't be so blessed with what I have at the moment. So it really is the best decision I've ever made.
Have you really lost all interest for me?
Yes, I have lost all interest in you. Now you're nothing more than a stranger to me.
You surprised me a lot. I never would have thought you could get married to another guy this quick. Can we pick up where we left off and make up?
What? Were you even listening to what I told? I currently live overseas and I'm the happiest woman on earth. I have already spent the worst time of my life with you.
I mean, do you really have absolutely no feelings left for me? You can't possibly be this brutal.
I simply stated what's on my mind. You're merely trying to use me to your advantage.
No, I'm letting you know how much you matter to me.
Stop acting, Andy. I know you too well. By now. After that, Andy's life was totally a hell. But I didn't feel bad for him at all. I knew he wouldn't be able to handle his mother. He's stuck with her mom forever. I blocked his number so he couldn't get in touch with me either. Recently, I heard that Andy is struggling to even pay for food. Well, he should take his karma.
Hello, Vera. Are you still working? How many times have I told you to resign and become a decent full-time housewife for my son?
Hello, Emily. It's great to hear from you as well. When I say this, I hope you understand where I'm coming from. I've also told you many times that I'm not interested in quitting my work and becoming a housewife. I had hoped we were on the same page about this by now. And, moreover, James doesn't seem to object if I work, so I don't see the problem. To be honest, I believe this is something that should be decided between myself and my husband.
What? What are you on about, Vera? You are aware that others are accusing you of being selfish for not quitting your job to care for your daughter.
What? But I don't think I'm being selfish at all. What could be more selfish than working hard to care for your family?
But have you considered how your effort may affect Jenna? She most likely believes her mother ignores her and does not love her. Consider how this might affect her as she grows older. Whatever happens to her will be entirely your fault. Are you all right with that?
Do you think my child will have a lot of problems because her mother worked? I'm sorry, but I don't see the link there. I'm doing everything for Lucy. Okay, her well-being is constantly in the forefront of my attention. Besides, I'm still with her all day, you know?
But what you're doing is insufficient for her. Kids are extremely sensitive to these kinds of things and can be extremely sensitive to a lack of attention from their parents. You should be spending a lot more time with your children than you believe. I'm sure your poor little kid is lonely without you around to take care of her.
Sorry, but I don't believe much of what you're saying. Besides, Jenna is never truly alone during the day. After all, she is preparing to begin preschool with a large group of other children. And when she does start preschool, I'll be leaving work early every day to take her up.
And I can assure you that this is still insufficient for her. And your poor young kid is too kind to say anything to you.
Are you sure that's what's going on? Anyway, it's okay because James is usually helping around the house. And when I can't be with Jenna, he always makes time for her. When they're together, she always seems to be having a good time.
And you think that's a reasonable load to impose on my poor son? You have no idea how busy he is at work. When he gets home, he deserves to rest. But now you're telling me that you're too lazy to be a mother to your own daughter, so you make James do it? Don't you realize it's the woman's responsibility to raise the children and run the household?
I'm sorry, Emily, but I don't believe we hold the same views on that subject. Furthermore, I believe that times have evolved and that thinking is somewhat out of date. If a couple can work together, they can also raise their own children together. After all, it's their child, so shouldn't both parents be involved in its upbringing?
Well, in my family, we still appreciate traditional values and do not think in such way. What the rest of the world is doing is irrelevant to me. My rules apply to my family. Then again, you are just James' wife. We're not even blood relatives. But now that you've married in, the least you can do is raise your family the way I say.
Don't you think you've gone a little too far?
Not to mention the house. Do you take any steps to keep it clean? You just let dirty clothes pile up, dishes pile up in the sink, and dust accumulate everywhere. Food that was simply left out. Do you even try to keep your house clean?
I was hoping you'd bring up the status of the house. Last time you came by, you didn't leave any form of message or notification. Then you stormed in, searching every nook and cranny for flaws. Anyway, please don't do it again.
What could possibly have irritated you about my visit? Maybe if you truly kept your house in order, you wouldn't be so upset when guests come over. I didn't tell you I was coming over just to prove a point. And I had to be thorough in my search. Who knows where you tried to conceal your junk from me?
I wasn't hiding anything, and even if I was, it's my house, and I believe I have the right to do so.
Is that what you're thinking? You just didn't want me to find out what a slob you are. I never wanted you to marry my beloved son. He deserves a wife who can truly take care of the house as she should.
Actually, James and I do a great job of splitting the chores. And it's true that sometimes both he and I are so busy that we don't get the housekeeping done. But we've never let it get to the point where it became a significant problem. We constantly make certain that the house is clean enough that there is no danger to our health or anything of the sort.
Still, I don't think it's good enough. I can't bear going over to your disgusting place. And I'm sure my little James feels the same way. After all, I reared him and always kept the house pristine as he grew older.
I don't think you need to be concerned about that, Emily. James and I chat frequently, and he doesn't appear to have any issues about how we live.
Oh, my poor darling little boy. He must work extremely hard every day to keep himself under control around you. I simply wish he'd already divorced you.
Okay, I'm starting to get tired of this conversation. I would appreciate it if you picked your next words with care.
I'm just worried about my little son. He worked so hard at his job every day and even made sure to send some money home to me. I've heard you don't send money back to your parents. Is this correct? It's never too late to quit being a lousy daughter.
Actually, I don't send money home to my parents because they don't need it. Furthermore, neither works full-time nor has attained retirement age. I know you can stay at home with James for the duration of his childhood. But ever since your husband died, you've relied on James to send you money to get by.
And I am eternally grateful to my lovely, sweet boy. I did an incredible job raising him to be the man he is now. Of course, he is not flawless and has made some poor choices in his life. That is, some small and some not so small. Oh, I should have been there to steer him in the right direction.
I'm sure I have no idea what you're on about right now. Anyway, it's our house, not yours, so we'll keep doing things our way. Please refrain from making any further comments or criticism about how I operate my house. Thank you.
Excuse me? Who do you think you're talking to, young lady? If this is how you genuinely act, I truly feel sorry for my poor little child and granddaughter.
Anyway, I'm extremely busy, so I'm going to leave now.
Hello, honey. Did you and my mum talk earlier today? My mother sent me a message that was largely her complaining.
Yes. We had a conversation. She was asking me again if I was sure I didn't want to be a stay-at-home mom. She was just saying how lonely Jenna must be and how filthy the house must be. It's just a typical complaint, you know?
I see. I'm very sorry you have to deal with her like way. I've told her numerous times that you and I would cheerfully split the work and run the house together, but she's stuck in her old ideas and insists that all of this should be done by the wife. And then she only blames you when the chores go unfinished or the house is a little filthy. I've tried to explain how things truly are to her all the time, but she just doesn't seem to want to hear what I have to say.
No. I understand. It's fine. Your mother is the type of person who occasionally attempts to impose her will on others. That's exactly what I'm hearing from you. To be honest, I sometimes feel sorry for you. You're also a victim in this.
Yes, just a bit. But I'm sorry that all of her rage seems to be directed at you. I wish there was something I could do or say to my mom to make her stop. I've stopped trying to tell her the truth lately because she's becoming so much. I'm sorry I didn't do more to put a stop to it all.
I said it was okay, James, and I meant it. I realize you have a lot on your mind and are giving it your all. And your efforts are paying off. Just look at how great you did on that test last week. You're continually pursuing certifications and getting closer to your desired career.
Vera. That's very kind of you. Thank you really lot. But I couldn't have accomplished anything without you by my side, always prepared to assist. And I know I've made things difficult for you with all of this. But I vow to have some positive news for you soon. All I ask is that you hold on a little longer, okay?
Of course, my dear. You know I'll always be rooting for you.
We're having a family meal at that barbecue restaurant. We're going to eat a lot of delicious cuisine. With the exception of you. You are only permitted to eat from the salad bar.
Excuse me? What do you mean I'm only allowed to eat from the salad bar?
You aren't family, and this is a family supper. That's why I say you can't order anything off the menu. Only the salad bar. Maybe you can just eat all the divine fragrances.
What exactly are you talking about? Don't you think this is a little excessive?
And here she is again, the terrible wife who is always squabbling with her mother-in-law and never follows orders. You realize how much I despise you? Why don't you just leave?
That's okay. Maybe I'll do it.
Okay, then.
That's exactly what I'm doing. Enjoy your meal.
What did you say to James, you wicked witch? He is enraged with me right now. Did you realize that even your own daughter hates Grandma now? What kind of terrible lies did you spread among my family?
Jenna actually said that to you? I think I've been growing my child to be much tougher than I expected. To be honest, it moved me.
Tell me what you said to them, what caused my son and granddaughter so angry with me. I became so agitated that I had to dash to the restroom. James even advised me that I needed to adjust the way I spoke to you. Can you believe it?
I certainly hope that's the most he said to you, Emily. I've been irritated all day because of the bullshit you were spewing at me earlier. So I talked to James and told him all you had said to me. After I finished telling him everything, he seemed really unhappy with you.
You are heinous. What lies did you feed my poor little boy's mind? What have you done to my precious James?
It was at this time that I was on my way to the restaurant where I assumed we would all be eating together. Then you sent me all those angry messages, and I didn't even show up. So I explained what had happened to James and that I was too sad and needed to go home. And I'm guessing that's around the time James and Jenna arrived to meet you at the restaurant.
So that's why only those two were present when I arrived? And what is all this nonsense about my son not working right now? You're saying my son and granddaughter have been subsisting on what you've brought home? I don't believe it.
So James finally told you what he's been up to, huh? To be honest, that was surprising. He assured me he would wait till he reached his goal before telling you everything.
What do you mean? You must speak to me clearly right now or else. You'd better explain what you're talking about with James' purpose.
So, this conversation didn't get very far, did it? James has always aspired to be a designer, did you know? I'm sure you knew about your darling little guy, right?
What exactly did he do? What are you even saying? You're saying James is now studying that? Design?
Yes, it is correct. He returned to school to pursue his interest in design. That's why I've been working extra hard to provide for my entire family.
This has to be a joke, right? I thought I had put an end to his crazy dreams when he was little.
Do you see what I mean? You got in the way of your kid doing what he truly desired. Now I'm working hard to give him a chance to realize the aspirations you forced him to abandon. He's always been such a good son, doing whatever you asked. So I'm not going to do the same. Instead, I'll be there for him every step of the way as he forges his own path.
You idiotic cow! Are you attempting to derail my son's future?
Oh, Emily. Isn't that the question I should be asking you? James was always forced to do things he didn't want to do. Forcing him to apply for jobs that you have chosen for him. It didn't really matter as long as your expectations were met, right?
But I had no choice. As a result, he had a nice salary and a terrific work with an incredible firm. But you made him abandon everything only to pursue some foolish fantasy of his? Don't you see this is going to ruin him?
Let me tell you a little bit about his profession, Emily. Not only was it something he didn't choose for himself and never wanted to do, but he would always come home late after hours of overtime and appear depressed. What I'm doing for James is because I want him to have a better life. I want to support him in the same way that my parents helped me start my own business.
But you must first open your eyes. This is the real world in which we live. And, young woman, let me tell you something. The real world doesn't care about your dreams. What if James doesn't succeed? So, what are your plans?
If that's the case, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But, no matter what, I will always work hard to provide for my family. That is what a good husband and wife do. We're here for one another.
That's great for you, but what about Jenna? Aren't you abandoning her by constantly working? Look at the state of your home. That is no way to raise a child.
Actually, because I work so much, James has been doing all of the chores. Of course, I assist him whenever possible because his first focus right now is Jenna's care.
That's a sick familial dynamic. You make your hubby do the housework? That is completely unnatural.
In life, there is work, and housekeeping. Since I'm in charge of the work, James is in charge of the housework. But, if you think about it, it's the polar opposite of how things used to be in your day.
That is why it is unacceptable. It is simply not going to happen.
What you think is irrelevant to me. Jenna is constantly appreciative of how hard her father works. And when she grows up and has her own hopes and ambitions, James and I will be there to support her in whatever she chooses. She will also learn from her father what it means to pursue and achieve one's aspirations. After all, James was so unhappy for so long because of the way you raised him.
What did you just say to me?
That's why he's so against raising Jenna the way you did. Do you understand all I'm saying right now? We are going to do things our way and raise our children the way we want them to be raised.
You believe you can raise your children without the help of grandparents? You will be regret.
No, Emily. I believe you will be the one who regrets how this turns out. I believe you should be aware that the allowance you thought James was providing you was actually from my personal salary. But your own son said it was time to cut you off. As a result, you will no longer get checks in the mail as of today.
Wait, what? Then how am I expected to live? How am I expected to buy food? I'd never had to work before. My entire life, I was a stay-at-home mother.
And this is the result of you believing that was the best option for you. I suppose you should have had a backup plan in case things went wrong. I've gone this far in life on my own power, which is why I'll never be a housewife.
Wait! You can't do this to me. I'm your in-law's mom. I admit that I was mistaken. You are not limited to eating at the salad bar. Do you think we could meet in person and talk?
I don't have anything else to say to you. I hope you live a life that you are certain you picked for yourself. I'm confident that's the only way you'll know whether or not your choices were proper. But, in my opinion, people who have never worked a day in their lives should learn about the real world before lecturing others how to live. Emily then exited the restaurant's bathroom and returned to her table. When I arrived, she was still sitting there, getting reprimanded by her son. I looked at Emily and urged her to enjoy the salad bar before I went home with my family. We left Emily there to consider her options. Emily struggled to find a part-time job to support her new existence away from our family. I've heard she's barely getting by.
Hey, Radley. I'm texting you in anger. Do you have something to say? Is it true that you had a one-night stand with your colleague at the company?
You've mistaken me for someone else. There's no truth to that.
So, who booked the hotel room with me in those messages then?
It's just a misunderstanding on your part. Nothing like that happened to me.
I hired a detective to investigate that day, and they found evidence of you having an affair with someone else on Saturday at the Bellagio Hotel in Las Vegas. But you told me you were meeting a business partner in Miami. The flight details don't match what you told me. The ticket I found is different from what you claimed. Explain yourself, Radley.
Sophia, please calm down. I was suddenly transferred to Las Vegas and couldn't inform you in time. You don't need to overreact like this.
So, what about the messages you sent to your colleague?
We were only on a business trip, Sophia. It's all just a misunderstanding.
But these are clear pieces of evidence. Is it just a misunderstanding? Then what do these photos mean?
Honestly, it was just a misunderstanding. I did have a one-night stand with her.
Please, Radley. What are you doing to me? Why would you do something like this? The ticket I found is different from what I discovered on your ticket. Radley, explain this to me.
Sophia, I was suddenly transferred to Las Vegas and couldn't inform you in time. You don't need to overreact like this.
So, what about the messages you sent to your colleague?
We were only on a business trip, Sophia. It's all just a misunderstanding.
Oh, really? But you told me you were meeting a business partner in Miami. The flight on that day doesn't match what you told me either. The ticket for that day is different from what I found on your ticket. So how dare you lie to me?
Calm down. I was suddenly sent to Las Vegas, and I couldn't inform you in time. You don't need to overreact like this.
Don't fool me. I know everything. Don't try to fool me. IT was just a misunderstanding. I had a one-night stand with her.
Please, Radley. What are you doing to me? Why would you do such a thing?
I can't believe what you're saying. You said that divorce would not happen between us? I feel deceived and I don't want to hear any more lies from you.
Sophia, I truly apologize for what has happened. It was just a mistake, and I never wanted it to happen.
I place my trust in you, and you broke that trust. I don't want to be in a relationship based on lies and dishonesty. Why should I continue when I can't trust you?
I completely understand what you're saying. I'm sorry for hurting you. But I assure you that this will be the last time. I don't want things to go this far anymore. I'm trying to put an end to this and rebuild the trust between us.
I think we should get a divorce, but I don't want to get involved with someone like you. I can't believe what you're saying. You said that divorce won't happen between us? I don't want to hear any more falsehoods from you since I feel tricked.
I apologize sincerely for what transpired. It was only an error that I never meant to occur. Your feeling of being duped hurts me deeply.
Okay, I want to see how you handle it. Don't let her bother me. Otherwise, she won't be at peace with me.
Hello, Sophia. Are you sure you don't know who I am?
Is there something you want to tell me?
I'm Radley's colleague, and I wanted to introduce myself to you.
So you have something to tell me.
I heard that your husband passed away a few days ago, so I would like to offer my condolences.
Really? Thank you, Mirabelle.
Actually, I'm the one who had a one-night stand with your husband.
What? Are you saying the truth?
That's right, I'm 5 months pregnant with your husband. Ha ha.
I can't believe it. I don't understand why you would message me about this. Well, now you're showing off your trophies to me? You better get out of here soon before I get mad at you.
I didn't want to say this at all. It's just that I'm pregnant with Radley now, so I want everyone and his wife to know about this baby.
So you messaged me just to mock me? Because my husband had a 419 with you? Don't even dream about it.
No, Sophia. It's really not like that. I have something else to tell you. I just want you to accept me and the baby in your husband's name.
Really? But why do you want me to tell Radley's family? Don't tell me you want me to help you support the child. Don't be so ridiculous.
I just want my child to have a connection with Radley's family and be exposed to his cultural background. I simply wanted to share their contact information.
I won't do this. I'll only pass on the message. You wasted your time messaging to nonsense. Okay, so tell me what you want from me.
I want to receive Radley's money and some assets while he is alive.
You found the wrong person. I have no responsibility to take care of or give my property to anyone. If you want, go to his parents and get it. I have no obligation to treat a stepchild of my husband.
I understand how you feel. But I hope you can reconsider and think about helping me connect with his family. I just want my child to have the opportunity to know his father's family. I won't do this, Mirabelle.
Asking for my husband's personal belongings is something I can't agree to.
Don't ask me to do anything because I am not responsible for your problems. But Sophia, I just want the baby to feel close to its father. His clothes, books, music collection, and wedding ring can help the baby sense his presence.
Those belongings are personal and meaningful to my husband. They hold emotional value and significance for him. I can't agree to let you access those things.
Why can't I have them? His parents and siblings have some of his belongings. Why can't I go through them?
His family has some of his belongings and you can access them through them. But asking directly from you makes me uncomfortable. We should respect each other's personal boundaries and families.
Aren't you afraid the Radley family thinks you're abusing his child?
What? I fear the Radley family again. Why don't you contact them and tell this story soon? They still want to have full control over this. You and he are totally to blame. Do not bring the child out to talk wrongly and blame the wrong actions. I'm being very patient with you. Only AS would dare to do this to me. Money and rings don't talk like a brainless person.
I don't understand why you have to try so hard for us. Just $50,000 and your husband's ring. It's not too hard for you to treat me like that. I know what he left behind, so don't try to fool me. My child has every right to get what he wants. I need $50,000 and all of your husband's clothes, books, record collection, and his wedding ring. It's too easy for you. It's your fault that he can't get close to this baby. Really? I absolutely do not need and never legally acknowledge that baby.
Oh, that never happened. $50,000 or whatever you want, you should go to my husband's parents and ask for it. I'm under no obligation to give you those.
You are so selfish. You don't understand what it is to insist on keeping Radley's memorabilia. I just wanted to help the baby be closer to his father.
Why should I show the results of an affair and forgive the person who ruined someone else's family happiness? Mirabelle, you're the selfish one trying to destroy other people's families and demanding $50,000 and my husband's ring. I am under no obligation to meet those requests. You found the wrong person to talk to.
You are a cruel, ferocious monster and a wretch.
It's not fair to accuse me of being selfish or holding on to Radley's belongings. Those items hold sentimental value for me as well, and it's my right to keep them. Or do you think it would be easy for you to insult me?
How can you be so heartless, Sophia? You don't understand the pain I'm going through. I just want our child to have a connection with their father, and those possessions could help create that bond. You're being unreasonable by refusing to help.
Why should I sympathize with someone who just wants to steal someone else's husband? Do you expect me to sympathize with you because you have children with my husband and still want me to give you money and property? Radley's actions caused immense damage to our family, and I'm not obligated to provide you with anything, especially considering the circumstances.
You're just making excuses. You're the one being selfish here, holding on to the remnants of an affair and refusing to forgive the person who destroyed another family's happiness. I trusted you to be understanding and supportive, but clearly, I was wrong.
Mirabelle, let's not forget that you played a role in breaking up Radley's family too. Demanding $50,000 and my husband's wedding ring only shows your own selfishness. I have no responsibility to fulfill your requests. It's time for both of us to focus on what's best for our child moving forward.
Sophia! I saw her actions, how she was always trying to separate my baby from your husband. It is a sign of a cruel and ruthless person. I can't let you keep doing that.
I object to your comment. I never intended to separate the baby from anyone. I just want Radley's parents to understand that this decision is my choice, not clinging to me to take my things.
You're so sassy. Did Radley's parents agree with her decision? I do not believe that. I won't let you deceive us. I will do everything I can to protect the baby and stop you.
And you know what? They totally agree with my opinion. His parents understood and accepted my decision. You don't have to try to bring my parents to scare me. I don't have to do what you want just because you threaten.
I don't believe your words, Sophia. I can't let the baby fall into the hands of someone like you. I will do whatever it takes to protect it and prevent you from harming it.
If you want, we can meet in court. I'm not afraid of what you say. His husband's parents were doing paternity testing when the baby was born. Guess who suggested them? His parents convinced me they wouldn't be able to accept the baby and her.
Why are you raising your voice, Sophia? I don't understand why you're so angry. I'm not afraid at all, Sophia. I've been with him for the whole year, not just once. We have had a relationship for an entire year, HAHA. Only a fool wouldn't know this, Sophia.
What? And he dares to say it was just a mistake? You two are despicable.
Let's calm down. He and I have been together for a long time. LOL. We have been through so many ups and downs together and have cherished memories. I think it's the right thing to be the one to leave, Sophia.
You two are ridiculous. Not only dare to lie to me, but also want to take my property for you and stain from you and him. You are wrong. I will do everything to prevent this. Just ask your parents, see how they will help you.
Oh, Sophia, you're still the selfish bastard. Your husband, Radley, has always wanted to be with me. I know that.
But when I talked about divorce, he refused. You don't dream anymore.
Oh, if you think he's not being honest with me, you're completely wrong. I know he loves me more than you.
Ha! Do not say that. He's just being distracted by your lies.
You're the manipulative, Sophia. You always try to make things your way, including my husband.
Enough. I don't want to hear these slanders anymore. Hold on to your possessions, but don't expect me to let you and Radley live happily ever after.
There's nothing I expect from you anymore. I just want you to know that everything has changed and you are no longer the only one in Radley's life.
I'll see. I won't let you hurt me anymore. From now on, I will end this relationship and find a way to protect my assets.
Do what you want, Sophia. I am not afraid of your intimidation. Just hope you wake up and see that life doesn't just revolve around you.
After a few days of thinking, I contacted him to review the procedures related to the boy and planned to set up a related fund if in case I have to be responsible for the boy. But I feel I am not wrong or responsible for that child. How do I do?
Joan, I just wanted to check in with you since it's getting a little late. What time are you planning on coming home tonight? I'd appreciate it if you could let me know when you next have a second.
Huh? It's you. What do you think? Kara, I don't know why you think it's a good idea to try and track down my each and every move. To be honest, it's kind of creepy. Do you just not trust me or something? We're only married because of all the benefits to marriage anyways. So I don't know why you're pressed about what I do with my life. Even with the trips for newlyweds that's occurring on the weekend. I'm only planning to go because I'm the son of a CEO and it would ruin my image if I didn't show my face after getting married. You and I both know that this marriage was just for us to both gain the benefits. There was no love involved in the first place, so stop treating me like I'm your property that you have to keep managing. I need my freedom too, you know. I don't ask where you are every day, do I?
I mean, I get that you need freedom and all. But there's ways to go about saying that without making me feel awful. And besides, this time it's a little different for you. Your father will be coming here in a bit.
My dad is... Wait, why though?
Well, I heard that your suitcase was broken and that you needed a new one for the trip.
Oh, right. That... I remember now.
He says he'd bring around 3 different types of bags, so you need to be here in order to choose which one to borrow.
Wait, is he going to be there soon?
He said he'd be here in half an hour or so. I hope that isn't too difficult for you. You should be able to get back from work by then, right?
Damn it, I'm going to have to hurry up. Fine, I'll go home now. I think I'll be able to make it. Just tell him I'm on my way, all right?
All right, well, stay safe. Your dad will be waiting here. I'll keep high company if he gets here before you.
All right, Kara, here's the plan. You better listen up, okay? You take the train that's leaving next and head to the venue first before I do.
Wait, why do I have to do that? Aren't we going together? This is a marriage trip, right?
Well, only one of us needs to check in after all. So you go in there first and then I'll meet up with you later. Until then, though, we'll go our separate ways. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I've booked us 2 different rooms. So I'll send you the details in a bit for your room. Just spend as much time as you want in there while I get there.
Joan. I don't know how to tell you this. But I don't think that's a wedding trip at all. At that point, if we're going separately.
Look, you need to get this through your thick skull. We went through this before, we both know that. This marriage was just done to be convenient for the both of us. So why do I need to share a room with someone I don't even love, Besides, I'm sure you'll enjoy some alone time too. Why would you even want to spend time with a man that clearly doesn't love you? Come on, I'm doing this for both of our sakes. You gotta keep up with what I'm trying to say.
Even so, we did end up getting married, so I think it's pretty important that we do this properly so that we can learn more about each other. We're going to be spending time with each other whether you like it or not in the future, so we need to take this seriously.
That's just your own thoughts anyways. Who decided that we need to take this seriously? Don't push your own damn beliefs onto me. I'm going to do this in my own way, okay?
Okay, so I suppose we'll be spending our own time until you come here then?
I literally just told you that. Don't make me repeat myself again, woman. Now hurry up.
Joan, I'm just messaging you to update you on the situation. I just checked into my room, so I thought you'd like to know. I'll be in my room for now. Let me know if anything comes up. Oh, and also contact me when you arrive.
Whatever. Why do you bother to update me and all of that pointless stuff? Do you think I care?
Well, just in case, I'm on the 12th floor in room 3. I know you probably won't visit, but I just want you to know where I am.
I have no idea what you're talking about, woman. Also, what the hell is up with all of this? I mean, seriously.
What's the problem? Is something wrong?
You're on a higher floor than I am. How does that make any sense?
Well, it seems like this hotel was pretty packed today. I don't think we could conveniently be on the same floor.
I'm on the 9th floor. Room 10 if you're curious. It doesn't feel right that you're sleeping on a higher floor than I am.
Aw, so that's why you never ended up arriving to our meeting spot? I suppose you were checking in before I was.
Whatever. Just switch rooms with me already. I don't have all day to organize this.
Why? Is there an issue with your room? I'm sure the night view is good from any floor. Besides, I think that would end up being tougher than you might think.
And why is that? Are you trying to defy your own husband, huh?
Well, I mean, this room only has a single bed. I don't know if you'd like that very much.
Are you serious?
Also, don't you think it'd be a little hard to use a room like that with 2 people?
What are you talking about? I'm not going to sleep with you. I'd rather die. I don't know what funny ideas you have in your head.
Well, I heard that today you have plans with the new recruit to the company, Joan.
What? I'm so lost right now.
And tomorrow there is plans with the woman who lives in the area, right? What was her name, Mia or something?
I have no idea what you're talking about, woman.
I know that even after you married me you still spend time with other women. And many too. I'm sure if you brought her along with you to a wedding trip of yours, she must be one of your favorites.
Why do you know that? And how?
Oh my, you actually thought I wouldn't catch on? Did you even try to hide it all because that attempt was absolutely pathetic? I heard that you tried to hit on some of my coworkers too. Rumors spread like wildfire, you know? Angie tried to go for my friend's sister too.
I did? I didn't even know about that.
If you go to that extent to try and get with every woman around me, obviously I'd catch on quick. Do I really look that easy to fool to you?
Ugh. Damn it. Why do you know all this? I guess there isn't much use hiding it if you figured out this much. Well, it doesn't matter, you know we can't get divorced even if we wanted to.
Huh? What exactly do you mean by that?
Oh, come on, don't play dumb. I know you know exactly what I'm hinting at. Your dad's company is a branch company to my dad's company. In other words, you ended up marrying me so that you could make that connection between our dad's companies that much more connected. If we ended up going through a divorce, then everything would end up being for. Not your father wouldn't let you go through with it. What daughter wants to endanger the status of their own parents' company? There's no way you can get out of this marriage.
Gotcha. No wonder you were acting this way for the entire time if this is how you interpreted the whole situation.
Alright, well, now you know everything, so you better listen to everything I tell you to do. You do whatever you want because I'm going to be busy enjoying myself with all these women. If you don't like it, you're free to go home. On the other hand, I'm going to enjoy my hotel life here with my girlfriends while you do that. I doubt you even have the courage to go through and run away from me, though.
Right, I think I finally understand everything now. For now, I'm just going to spend time in my room, so you do whatever you want to do.
Good girl. That's exactly what I wanted to hear from you. I'll go have
Morning, Mom. I hope you're doing well. Sorry for contacting you early in the morning. Do you have a second?
Oh, Kara. Good morning, I hope you slept well. Is there something I can help you with, dear? How is your wedding trip going? I hope you're getting along with Joan. I know you were nervous about the whole thing, but I hope you got over that.
Yeah, about that. We're definitely not getting along. Like, at all.
Huh? What's wrong, dear? Do you want to talk about it?
I know this is not the best topic to bring up so early in the morning and all. But I need to tell you this. But I know that Sam is deeply misunderstanding the whole situation behind this marriage. I wanted to talk to you about everything.
He is misunderstanding the situation? What do you mean by that?
I don't know if his father believes in the same things. He does, but I can tell you one thing. Remember the whole thing about Joan taking over the company sometime next year? I can just see all of our assets gone to waste if this ends up coming to fruition. It's only a matter of time until both of our companies end up on bad terms with each other from all of this.
Tell me, what happened for you to go through all of these thoughts?
Well, I want to explain it all to both of our fathers so they get the full context of everything. I know he might be sleeping in on the weekend, so I ended up contacting you instead. Could you wake him up if he isn't awake yet?
All right, that's why you ended up messaging me instead.
You got it.
And Joan father is also there in the house too, right? I mean, he came over to give Joan his suitcase.
But I'm sure if you wake one of them up, the other will wake up soon enough.
You're right. I'll get to it right away.
Okay, well, I'd like to speak to them both online in about an hour. Do you think you could make it work?
Don't worry about me, sweetie. I'll get them in no time. I'll get them all set up in front of their computers before the hour goes by. You don't need to worry about a thing.
Thanks. I really appreciate it, Mom. You're the best.
Hey Kara, big news. You better get excited, I'm going to finally give you some attention instead of any other girl. Hey Kara. Listen to me. Hurry it up. It's already been 10 minutes. Don't make me wait any longer. I decided personally to cancel plans with another chick just so I can spend some quality time with you. So you'd better appreciate what I do for you. But look at you. You don't even respond to my messages. Hey, answer me.
Oh, good morning, Joan. I was wondering why my phone was going off like that. But to think it was all notifications from you.
Huh? What did you expect? I'm the most important person in your contact list. You need to show me some more respect as my wife. And here I was going out of my way to treat you right for once. You not only hold me up by not responding, but you also talk to me with disrespect.
Oh, to think you'd give up fun times with Mia for little old me? What got into you all of a sudden?
Look, just hurry up and get over here before I stop wanting to give you any more of my time. I'll spend the remainder of this trip with you, so stop sulking and come to my room.
Oh, I'm good. Don't you worry about that at all.
What's with your attitude? This is your chance of a lifetime. I'm saying I'm choosing you over Mia.
Mia just left, didn't she? Because her husband caught on to the whole cheating situation. And now you're desperate for anyone's attention that you'd even give me a chance.
What are you suggesting?
Oh, and I wouldn't even be able to go to your room even if I wanted to, by the way. Because I'm already home now.
What? Hold on, what do you mean?
I took the train back during the evening. So I've been home for a few hours now, actually. I'm just organizing all of my belongings so I can move out on any short notice.
Wait, what? What are you planning now? Tell me. You left your own husband alone on your honeymoon? How selfish can you be to go back home without any prior notice? Are you trying to get divorced?
Yeah, I am actually. I'm glad we're on the same wavelength.
Wait, you were serious?
I talked to both of our fathers about the fact that I wanted a divorce along with my reasoning, and they seem to be in full agreement with us going through with it.
Why would they say that they know how important this marriage is?
Joan, I need to tell you one thing and get this straight. You've been led astray by a huge misunderstanding. My father's company is technically working under your father's company. That part is correct. But my father also has the license to distribute many products without needing any permission from higher-ups.
What are you getting at?
And your father's company made the agreement with my father in order to get the license to those assets. In other words, your father is very privileged that he was able to meet a man like my father that has those rights.
So you're saying the important one out of both of our dads is?
Exactly. If this marriage falls through, it's not my father that will be in trouble. It's yours. That's what you need to understand.
You're kidding me. No way.
Why would I lie about this? I thought you were confident for some reason, but for you to be this delusional. And as you guessed it, I discussed all of this with both of our fathers. But now my father is fully convinced that he doesn't want to deal with your father's company from all of the issues that arose this time around. Oh, and I would forget about you becoming the CEO at this point. I heard that your father will be staying away from that original plan.
You were joking?
Well, you'll have to talk it out with him. I don't know the exact details.
Fine. All right. How about this then? I'll cut ties with all of the women I have been seeing.
Huh? Why would you need to do that?
Because I'll promise that I'll treat you and only you as my wife. Let's just forget everything that's happened until now between us and start anew. That way we wouldn't need to go through any divorce procedures, right?
Joan, you really need to understand the situation more.
Oh, sorry. Am I missing something still?
Our marriage was never meant to be something that determined the connections between my father's company and yours. It was all an unrelated marriage through coincidence.
Now you're just making all of that up.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but if cheating was ever brought into this whole picture, the marriage was always going to end at that moment. It's not as if the divorce itself is going to put a dent in our father's work. At all.
Okay, fine. But why do I have to give up my spot as being the next CEO after my dad?
Well, after all of this happened with all of the blatant cheating behind my back, your dad has come to the conclusion that you are absolutely not fit to be a CEO. That's all there is to it.
Damn it. So I brought this upon myself?
You absolutely did. Anyways, unlike you, I'm going to be busy organizing everything from a lawyer to counseling for divorce procedures. So you just wait there for your eventual downfall while contemplating on all of the bad choices you've made in your life.
Damn it. Damn it.
I'm often viewed as weak and unreliable from my meek and fragile build as well as my dull presence. But in actuality, I wasn't the woman that Joan thought I was, who would say yes to absolutely anything without fighting back. Which is exactly what led to his ego boost to go and sleep with all of those other women. In the end, due to Joan being the one that caused all of these problems, I will be legally getting him to pay for the majority of the divorce fund. And to add insult to injury, all 5 women that he had been seeing all of this time were currently married. Meaning the husbands of those women also pressed charges onto him, demanding him to pay up to sort this whole situation out. With all of this controversy surrounding him, his father had no choice but to fire him from his job. Now he spends his days doing odd jobs and part-time work just so he can afford enough money for his lifestyle, whilst slowly paying the husbands of the women cheated on his debt.